Hey, a lot of times when something's going on that's real deep, real painful, we ask ourselves, does prayer even work? Have you ever asked yourself that? I certainly have in the past. I mean, sometimes it feels like there is a wall between us and God, and we're just wondering, like, is prayer even doing anything? And what's interesting is one of my old pastors, I mean, I'm talking super old, he just passed away a couple years ago, but his name was Pastor Ed. And Pastor Ed would always say with this deep voice that prayer changes things. Prayer changes things. He would say it all the time. He painted it on a wall. He had a sign in his house, but it said prayer changes things. And here's an interesting thought. Is prayer changing things, or is prayer changing us? Think about that for a moment. What if the purpose of prayer is not necessarily to change events, but what if the purpose of prayer was to change us, to change our hearts? Is that possible? Listen, I don't know about you, but there's been times where I've been incredibly selfish, frustrated, bitter, angry, you name it. All the emotions that might not be, I don't know, might not be beneficial to others. But when we get in touch and communication with God, when we connect with God, oftentimes it's us that changes. Now, trust me, in my favorite book, it's got examples of prayer changing events and circumstances and outcomes, which is a really weird thought when you think about it. But what if God right now is allowing things in your life, my life, and prayer is going to be the means that changes us? Now, I know it's a little bit edgy, and I know that some of you might be in a painful spot right now. In fact, because of that, I want to encourage you, if you're willing, post your prayer request below. And, I think this is the first time I've ever done this, but every comment I see, I want to pray for you, because listen, I know some of us are in really painful spots, and it's not a quick snap of the finger, and it's not like a Hallmark movie where everything ends perfectly at the end. But some of these situations, I mean, there's sick people, there's estranged relationships, there's broken dreams, and we can gloss over that, or we can put walls around our heart, or we can connect with our Creator and say, listen, I don't know why, but I'm coming back to you with the questions. I think it's okay to ask God questions. Seriously. I know people that asked God questions like, Jesus on the cross, why have you forsaken me, right? Other people asked Job. Job asks, I think, over 300 questions in that book. Pretty interesting. So I was taught as a young age, not by my parents, but I was taught by, who knows, things I picked up, that you can't question God, you can't ask God, you can't be angry at God. I think you can. I think God wants to handle it. In fact, if God can't handle it, who can? So this is Kary Oberbrunner, Be a Soul on Fire, a little bit different video today, but I just felt like I was supposed to encourage all of us to consider prayer. And if you need anything below, just type it, and I will pray for you. Take care. Be a soul on fire.